Hey folks, it's Abby and today I am going to be talking through my plans of what I'm going to be reading in March. So I have an extra book here than I usually do. I usually put around 5 books on my TBR each month and I have added an extra one. So I think I'm going to mention that one first, and that is Middlemarch by George Elliot. This is of course a classic and I'm going to be buddy reading this one with the wonderful Olivia Savannah from Olivia's Catastrophe. We're going to be starting Middlemarch in the middle of March, very fun, and it's probably going to take us a little while to read. I think we're going to be reading a chapter a day because the chapters are a little bigger than the previous big books that we've read together. However, there's a lot of them. I know nothing about this book. I picked this up in an unhaul from the wonderful Hannah from Ladder M, thank you very much, and I just like delving into these classics, knowing nothing. It's good to know the genre. I think this is contemporary at the time, but I'm sure it'll be an interesting read, and when I read anything with Olivia I always get so much out of it, so looking forward to that one. I'm going to mention, this is unusual, an arc that I'm going to be reading. So I think I'm going to get a physical copy of this from the wonderful folks over at Book Break, but I already have the NetGalley copy, and that is Children of Strife. So Children of Time is the first book in the series, and Children of Strife is book 4, and I am very, very excited for that to come out because I have been reading so much Tchaikovsky and absolutely adoring it. The series, why am I holding this up? I'm going to put the book there. So this series starts out where we are following different groups of humans who were sent off away from Earth to go and colonise other planets, to terraform them and to make them habitable for humans, and things go slightly wrong in various different ways. There's loss of contact with Earth, there is breakdown of technology, there is unexpected biological alterations, and we do also have other life forms that, very interestingly, other than one, humanity has created all of this, and we see how they interact with humans and how their societies build up and how they are a reflection of our own. As always, Tchaikovsky is amazing, fantastic. I love these books and I am so excited to read this. It's going to be so good. Then, for the 10 books that will expire at the end of the year if I haven't read them, I'm going to be reading This Savage Song by V.E. Schwab. I am unfortunately not the biggest Schwab fan in terms of her books. I really like her and everything I've seen from her. I've met her at a signing. She actually signed this in person, but unfortunately I've just not had a great time with her books themselves. I hope this changes because this one is music and magic and I love that. This is two people are heirs to a divided city, a grisly metropolis where the violence has begun to create real and deadly monsters. There's a truce, it's crumbling, and how long will they survive in a city where no one is safe and monsters are real? I'm hoping that I will enjoy this one. I really hope so. I know it's the first book in a duology, so we shall see. Then another book from the wonderful folks over at Book Break, and this is a non-fiction, and it's The Return of the Oystercatcher by Scott... I've never said his name. Weidensaul? Scott Weidensaul. Or is it Weidensaul? Sorry, Scott. Regardless, this is a non-fiction all about oystercatchers, which, if you don't know, they are a species of bird. I love non-fiction of any kind, but I really like environmental non-fiction, so I was very excited when this one dropped through my letterbox. Survival for the world's bird population is a challenge, but the tide is turning. Oh, that's very funny, they are tidal. So this book is talking about the revival of various different bird species, but primarily oystercatchers across all of Europe. It's primarily UK, but they do go to Romania and Ukraine, at least on the synopsis here. So I'm really looking forward to this one. I know it is a bit of a niche read, but I imagine that there's actually going to be more discussed in here about the earth and how we care for it, and not just the oystercatchers, however wonderful they may be. I was gifted by the lovely Renee Reeds a while ago now, Elantris by Brandon Sanderson. This is the only Sanderson I have on my shelves, and I have never read a single book by him, and I feel like it might be time. So I want to just... I don't know, this was just like a random pick. Normally I have like a reason, like a solid reason for each book, but I just saw this on the shelf and was like, this is going, I'm gonna read it, it's time. I know literally nothing about this. It's a standalone. I think it's like meant to be a part of a series, but nothing else has been written in it. We have people who were transformed into magic using demigods, but then the magic failed and the city started to rot. The dead and the ruined may yet have a role to play in this new world because magic still lives. So all about, I guess, dying magic and the resurgence of it and this crumbling society. So this will be my first foray into Sanderson. I am intrigued. And then my final book, but never least, I Shall Wear Midnight by Terry Pratchett. This is the next book in the Discworld series. I am getting closer and closer to the end of Discworld. I think there's 2 or 3 more books, which is terrifying. There's a couple of extra books in there too, like Where's My Poo? But for the actual books, this is one of the final few. This is another Tiffany Aching book. Other than that, I don't know. She's a witch. Really, I never would have known. I'm feared for the big wee hag. I'm looking forward to getting back to the Necrophagals. I I listen to these books via audiobook because these are actually my boyfriend's copies from his adulthood by the time these came out for him, and I don't want to ruin them by like reading them and like ugh. So I listen to the audiobooks, and the audiobooks are fantastic, and the Necrophagals are Scottish, and I just have so much fun. So if you're not good with a Scottish accent, unfortunately I don't recommend the Tiffany Aching books via audiobook, because however fantastic they are, you might struggle. I adore the Necrophagals to within an inch of my life. They are some of my absolute favourite characters, and Tiffany Aching is growing on me. I wasn't the biggest fan at first. I didn't dislike, but it was just like, yeah, it's fine, but she is growing on me and I really do enjoy the series, so I am looking forward to this one, even though part of me doesn't want to read it because I'm coming to the end. I think I've mentioned before, some people don't read the last few or the last Pratchett book because they don't want the series to end, but whilst I do completely understand that, I am the sort of person that will be annoyed that I haven't completed it. So I'm going to complete it, and I can always reread the books at some point, which I haven't done since I read Colour of Magic like 3 times because it made no sense to me. I had a bad time with Colour of Magic. It's surprising I carried on with the series. But regardless, these are the 6 books that I am currently planning on reading in March. I am hoping that I might get through 1 or 2 more. Middlemarch is going to be one of those slow and steady ones, so it is really only 5. So I think I should have a good shot at getting through these. Please do let me know down in the comments below, have you read any of these? What should I, well, not Children of Time, but let me know what I should expect from these and which one I should actually pick up first. I think it might be I Shall Wear Midnight, because I think that's going to be a really fun read. Thank you so much for watching, folks. If you would like to see how I get on with reading these books or what I read last month, then please do hit the subscribe button down below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!